Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. We're going to take a look at the mod that came out last couple of weeks. That is the orchards and greenhouses, and I believe this is version 1.0.1.0 because it already got an update. So we are using the most up-to-date version, not the original version that was released. So that is what all my calculations and everything are going to be based off of. I'm going to show you how this mod works, what all this mod contains, and I'm going to show you if it's actually profitable or not to use this mod. So we're going to cover all that. Before I dive into all the buildings, this is a photo that's one of the kind of included in the screenshots. I'm going to put it up on your screen right now. It says production schema at the top. There's a few things kind of going on here. So we're going to kind of start from the left and work our way through. So on the left, there's water. Then there's a special fertilizer that we're going to talk about later that you can purchase in the shop, as it says. And then there is compost, which can also be purchased in the shop or produced. So you're going to input to either orchards or greenhouses all of these items, the water, the special fertilizer, and the compost, to get your products, which are pears, apples, apricots, plums, lettuce, tomatoes, strawberries, watermelons, cucumbers, green peppers, onions. And then at the bottom there, the greenhouses do produce the organic waste is what it's called. Then if we go over just to the next building, the fruit and vegetable processing plant will intake some of these different items. It doesn't intake the pears, as you can see there, but it'll take in your apples, your apricots, your plums. It will take in your strawberries, your cucumbers, green peppers, tomatoes, and onions, I believe. I don't believe it takes in the lettuce or the watermelons, but we'll cover all that in a minute. And it also takes in sugar, which is kind of, you can see there towards the middle, just kind of an extra input that is not included in this pack, but that's a base game item, so no big deal there. Then you can see the fruit and vegetable processing plant will output different products such as apple juice, strawberry juice, apricot jam, plum jam, ketchup, and pickles. It also outputs organic waste. That organic waste from both the greenhouses and the fruit and vegetable processing plant goes into the compost silo, along with, you can also add grass, hay, straw, grapes, olives, chaff, manure, sugar beets, sugar beet cut, potatoes, and sugarcane into that silo as well to make, well, compost. And then you can put the compost back into your large greenhouses and orchards. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that. And then finally, on the far right, you have the farmer's market, which allows you to sell the various products. So we're going to walk through this whole process, and it's not going to be as convoluted as it looks in here. And it's actually pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it. So we'll hop out of there. All right, here we are. So first off, I'm not going to demonstrate how this works because it works just like a bunker silo. You can see on the left-hand side, fill level organic waste, 0, compacting 0%. So what you're going to do is you're going to dump all those different materials that this takes into here, and then you're going to drive over them to compact them or use a silage compactor. And then after it's done, you'll hit R to cover it, and it'll cover, it'll ferment, and then you can open it up, and you'll have organic waste. Easy peasy. That can be found in the store under, I believe, is it under silos down here? Yes, compost silo here. It does snap, so just be aware of that, but you can snap them together like this. So if I wanted to have another one there and another one there, it'd be pretty easy to do. You can, of course, demolish them as needed if you'd like to do that, but pretty straightforward. Now, before we talk about it too, let's get into these two buildings here. I'll talk about placing them. So this one is the fruit and vegetable processing plant, which if I go to production chains under factories, it is right here, $80,000 to buy. We'll talk about how it works later, but that's where it's at. Smoothly, rotates, all that good stuff. Then under selling points, we have this guy right here for $5,000. This is this is just your farmer's market style sell point that's going to purchase all your products that you make, which is pretty cool. Now, if we look over here, we have a set of orchards and a set of greenhouses here. So let's go to greenhouses first. We have basically two kinds of greenhouses. We have the first kind, which is going to do your onions, your strawberries, your tomatoes. It also produces organic waste, green peppers, cucumbers, and lettuce. Then we have watermelons, which isn't produce, again, the organic waste, but just watermelons. So we basically have a small version of each of those, $4,000 a piece. Then we have the medium version. These are the small ones out there, and they all smoothly rotate. Medium version for $6,000 for each of those. Then we have the large ones, which are right here, $11,000 to buy. Now, we'll say this, no matter what one of these you have placed, the ratios for production are the same. So the production recipe is the same. You'll just produce, it'll just have more cycles per month if you have a greater or bigger greenhouse. So, and I'll explain that a little bit more as we get going. And then finally, if we go to orchards, we have ourselves the 4 different orchards, all the same size, all $10,000 to buy. We have the apple orchard, and they all again smoothly rotate. Then we have the pear orchard, the apricot orchard, and then the plum orchard right there. All pretty straightforward. So yes, there we go. That's all those. Now, some of the materials we need to put in these guys right here, we can buy in the store. Again, you can find compost in there, $250 for 1,000 liters, and the fruit and vegetable fertilizer, $2,900 for 2,000 liters, or about $14.50. Well, actually, exactly $14.50 per 1,000 liters. So pretty straightforward. You can get that stuff in there if you need to. So let's talk about how this stuff works. We talked about this one already. The greenhouse is pretty straightforward. I can open them to go inside, hit R on this wrench to go in here, or I can go in the menu and go in the production menu. Greenhouses, just like any other production chain. If I decide to activate these, it'll start running as it does if it has the materials. They currently don't have the materials, so it's not going to actually make anything. But then over here, you can see the status here, and you can also deactivate these if you select them. But you can say it'll say materials missing, inactive, or it'll say active if it is working. Cycles per month, that is how many times it's going to do this recipe per month. So if you're playing with 4-day months, it'll do this 768 times every 4 days. Or if you have 1 day per month, it'll do this 768 times per day. Production cost per month, that divided by however many days you have per month is what's going to happen. So basically, it's going to bill you $2 per month. Now, for the greenhouses, at least, if you have all of these activated, it's only going to produce a sixth, I believe, of all of the different products, I believe is how it's going to work for these guys here. So just be aware of that, because obviously it's just one size greenhouse. So basically, if I had this activated as well, it'd only be half as many cycles, because it's also doing this. So half as many cycles for strawberries and half for lettuce, and so on and so forth. But again, the recipe in here, 1 liter of water plus 0.15 liters of the special fertilizer, which is just what I'm going to refer to that as. And then a liter of compost is going to get you 1 liter of tomatoes and 1 liter of organic waste. Most of them are the same ratio. Strawberries are a little different, only 0.08 liters of this and 0.5 liters of the compost. So this is the only one that actually changes a little bit. Otherwise, the rest are pretty straightforward, and that gives you 2 liters of strawberries. Otherwise, the rest of them are basically that same ratio, different amounts of water, but the fertilizer and compost stay the same. Watermelon, same thing, except it's an isolated greenhouse. 3 liters of water, 0.15 liters of special fertilizer and compost to get you a liter of watermelon and organic waste. Now, if we go over here on the right-hand side, you can see all of our inputs here. That's what we have in there. I'm going to go ahead and deactivate that. So if I just buy this is a mod I have that allows me to buy products. I'll show you guys how to put them in there individually and as well in a second, but I'm just going to get a little bit in there so we can start getting some of these new products that we haven't really seen before. Rocking and rolling. I'm going to activate this and put a little bit in here as well. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now, on the right-hand side, you have all of your outgoing products. Storing means it'll slowly spawn pallets. If I change that to selling, it's going to automatically sell them off, but you are going to take a little bit of a pay cut on that, as in you're going to get like, they're going to charge you like a 10 to 30% fee, depending. And then if you change that to distributing, it's going to move them along to a factory. So for example, if we had this factory over here, which requires tomatoes, it would move the tomatoes from here and distribute them over to there. So just be aware of that you can change that if you'd like to. And if I change it back to storing, it's going to spawn pallets of stuff. So pretty straightforward. That's how that's going to work. The watermelon's the same way. That's how the productions are all going to work for us in this scenario. So if I wanted to put different products in here, it's pretty straightforward. Right here is where your fertilizer is going to go in. So if I take this pallet of fertilizer, now I have super strength on. Normally I have to use a pallet fork or something else to move it. But I put it right there. You can see it's inputting it into the greenhouse. This greenhouse, same thing. And then the compost, take it around to the side, and it will input right here, theoretically. Oh, sorry, but backside. Backside, it's going to input the compost. This is where you're going to get your organic waste out of, if you want to, or your compost out of it. No, or your organic waste. Sorry, good lord. I'm just messing everything up today. Let's get this back around the backside here, and I'll show you how to get all that out in a second. And then water just on the backside. I just start this baby up and pull on the side. I to unload. I can unload water into there. Easy peasy. Is it full on organic waste? Compost? Nope. I had to be up above it to get it to actually unload. Finish that off right there. Get that completely gone. Perfect. We'll do the same thing with this guy right here. But yeah, so it'll just do this. Unload out of here. Easy peasy. No big deal. Just lift him up with a big bag handler or something like that, or turn super strength on if you're on PC. Same thing over here for this one. I can just put water in here if I'd like to, but it already has water, so I'm just going to drive straight by it. All right. We'll leave that guy over there. So, we fast forward a little bit of time. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about the fruit greenhouse, or the fruit orchards over here first. So, these are very similar. If I go up to any one of these, I can activate them all through here. You can see they all have cycles per month, and I have a recipe for them. So it's all going to work just like the greenhouses, except you're only producing one item at a time. And they're all set to storing, which is easy peasy. They all require the same ingredients as well. So for, what do we have here? Apples, if I wanted to. They all, again, are identical in terms of how you put stuff in them. If I want to put compost in, just need to go over here to the compost bin, and I can put compost in just like that. It's actually taking it in. Perfect. Okay. And then the specialized fertilizer just goes in right here on the back. And then this is where the water is going to go in, which I can show you right now. And then water goes in like that. Now, just for the time being, to make it a little bit more straightforward, to make sure they have everything they need since I have them all activated. There we go. Just to make sure, because I want to show you guys what the pallets look like, so we can take a look at those spawning and where they're going to spawn as well. All very important. Perfect. Okay, and I think that'll do it. This guy's empty. We'll pull him out of the way here. Now, I am going to need a trailer in a second, but we'll get that when we need it. So, if I fast forward some time, just start fast forwarding. We'll just go all the way into the next day and see kind of where we're at. So, okay, next day has occurred. Do we have any pallets? Over here, we have none so far, so they'll spawn here on the side. This one likewise on the side. So if we hop in here, watermelons, I'm kind of surprised. So only 404, so they're still rocking and rolling. It's not making, I guess it's only making 384 a month. But if we go over here to the apples, we have plenty of apples spawned over here. We go over here to the pears. We have plenty of pears spawned, plenty of apricots spawned, and we have plenty of plums spawned. So plenty of stuff spawning there. And those ones are, what are they, 500 liters a pallet? Yep, 500 liters, 500 liters. So 500 liters? Yeah, 500 liters, and then 500 liters. And these ones you actually, oh no, they're still too much. I don't think you can pick them up by hand normally. Can't remember the exact cutoff, but yep, can't move them by hand. So you'll need super strength on if you like to move them, or you'll need to use pallet forks. But you can see we do have some organic waste in there. Very small amount. So if we actually get ourselves the appropriate trailer, which is going to be basically any bulk trailer, we'll just grab this one for now. This will work. And we hook up to that. We should be able to pull just alongside and hit R to refill this and grab the organic waste out of there. So for the greenhouses, there we go. We have the organic waste. And just for demonstration purposes. Oh yeah, that's right. These guys do not make organic waste. Never mind. I'm crazy. There we go. So we'll only get it from the greenhouses. The orchards will not make it. Forgot about that. Apologize. But if we come over here, this is what we can do with it. Among those other products that go in the compost bin, kind of like I described earlier, I can just back in here and left control I to unload and dump that into the bunker. And if I pull out of the bunker, upper left-hand corner, you can see organic waste, 412, compacting 2%. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So yeah, that is how all of these guys are going to work. Let's fast forward some more time so we can get some pallets of things out here. Get ourselves to the next day here. See, all right, we're getting a few things spawned. So you can see we have watermelons over here. 500 liters of watermelon in that bad boy right there. We go over here. We have ourselves our onions. 500 liters of onions right there. And then we also have ourselves our green peppers. 500 liters of green peppers. So I go in here just to make it easier. I'm going to deactivate that and that. The cucumber should be done any second now. So we just fast forward a little. We'll just fast forward to the next day here. They should spawn. There's one of the green pepper, excuse me, the cucumbers. Let's just get into the next day so we have a little bit of light to work with. You can see 500 liters of cucumbers right there. Easy peasy. So I didn't do the other. I'm going to turn this guy off just so it's not loud in the background. I didn't do the other products because those are all base game products, so those pallets you guys probably have seen before. Okay, so that is how all those work. Now, getting over here to this factory, which has a lot of cool things. So we have the wrench here, which means we can come in here to activate it. Again, it works like any other production chain. You just have to fill out these different recipes. You can see sugar is now kind of a requirement for some of these. And then here's where the pallets of products are going to spawn if you haven't set to storing. And here's where we're going to put all of your products in. I'm going to spawn in just some sugar just to get us going with this because we want to do a little bit of work with it. Try it out. So let's get some sugar here. Well, I guess I can buy it inside there, but let's just go grab one of these pallets here. So if we have cucumbers here, just to show you, you bring it over here. It's going to start intaking those into this factory right here. Now, let's say I have something that I can't put into this factory and I want to sell, like my pears. Pears are not needed now other than selling. If I grab these pears, I can just simply take them over to the sell point, and just like that, we're making money off of our pears. They're slowly selling off there. So let's go back into here. Let's get all of these products. We have a lot of products. Let's just buy some stuff in here just to make sure we have enough to work with. Sugar, we need probably more sugar because multiple recipes take it. Get some plums in here. Get some tomatoes. Green pepper, strawberries. Get some more cucumbers. Get some onions. Easy peasy. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and activate every single one of these to get them to produce. And it'll start producing all the various products here. It'll be fast forward time. We'll start getting them to spawn right here. There we go. We got several products right off the bat here. So you can see we have ourselves our strawberry juice, 500 liters per pallet there. We have ourselves our ketchup, 500 liters per pallet. We have ourselves our apple juice, 500 liters per pallet. Is this another one of strawberry juice here? Yep, that's strawberry juice. Get that out of the way, and we are going to go ahead and we have apple juice, ketchup, and strawberry juice. So we're going to deactivate those. And now let's go ahead and fast forward some more time to get all of our other products out here, which I think we just got all of them. Lickety-split like that. Here we go. We got apricot jam, 500 liters there. We have our pickles, 500 liters. And finally, our plum jam at 500 liters. I'm just going to get us to the morning, and now, the moment you probably have all been waiting for, one of my charts to show you guys if it is actually worth doing this production chain. So we're going to take a look at that right now. So let me go ahead and get that chart here. Okay, so up on your screen, you have a chart. So first off, at the top of there, I tried to make it a little bit simpler than I normally do, just to make it a little bit easier to understand, and I think I did that pretty well. So the top economic difficulty is normal, so the prices will change if you change the economic difficulty, but just understand that in general and proportionately should still be making money or losing money depending on what's going on here. Water, I also assumed is free. I didn't put that in there. And I didn't count the organic waste as an output. Yes, you can save money by not having to buy compost and using the organic waste and all that sort of stuff. But again, I just counted the compost for at the bottom. You can see $250 per 1,000 liters. That's what you buy it for. I just counted the compost as that as the cost of it. Obviously, you can make this happen a lot cheaper if you're using chaff and stuff like that. So just know that these prices can go down if you save money on the compost. Then sugar was one that was not produced in this, and I did $961 per 1,000 liters for sugar there. And then special fertilizer, just that special fertilizer you buy in the store. Again, it's $2,900 for a pallet of 2,000 liters, so $1,450 per 1,000 liters. I didn't include, which I normally would, the prices of all the different products. I normally would have them all typed out for what I was selling them for on here. I didn't include it because that just seemed like a lot to have typed out. So what we have the product on the left-hand side. So pears, apples, plums, apricots, watermelons, lettuce, tomato, cucumber, strawberry, and green pepper, and onions. Then we have the produced items at the bottom, the apple juice, ketchup, pickle, strawberry juice, plum jam, and apricot jam. So we have the input, which means instead of either purchasing the inputs, such as the compost and the special fertilizer, instead of purchasing those, you just kept the money yourself. That's what you would actually have per cycle. Then the output is how much you'd make if you sold the pears, apples, plums, or whatever it is off that you made per cycle. Then the profit on the right-hand side, the cycle profit is how much you're making per cycle, and then how much you're making per month, which is just the cycle profit multiplied by how many cycles there are in a month. So you can see with pears, apples, stuff like that, you're not making a lot on the greenhouses. The least profitable one is going to be your onions at $3.99 per month. Most profitable is going to be your apricots at $12.44. Apples, plums, and pears are pretty close seconds, thirds, and fourths to that. But basically, you want to ramp it up to do something else with the bigger factory. Or you can just kind of make a little bit of passive income in the background. It'll still be a good source of income for you. Apple juice, you're making $4,700 a month if you're producing apple juice. And again, that's instead of taking all those, those ingredients, instead of taking them and putting them in here, you sold them off. That's the input difference there. Then for ketchup, which is the most profitable per month, $15,000 you can make per month. Then we have pickles at 12 grand, strawberry juice close to 8 grand, plum jam close to 12 grand, and then apricot jam close to about $8,500. So there you guys go. Take that chart off of the screen there. That is what I have for you guys. Hopefully this was helpful. This is a pretty cool mod pack and adds a lot of different kind of fruits and veggies and that sort of thing, which I think is cool. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.